Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. In this session, we are going to get the information about 8th Standard English Medium Social Science Geography continued part of lithosphere. In the previous session, we get the information about the agent of denudation. In that, glacier, the very important agent of denudation named called as glacier. Types of glacier, among that continental glacier and mountain or alpine glacier. Even the very important deposition, transportation, the work of glaciers we are discussed. Underground water is the subsoil water found on account of percolation or seepage of water into the ground. The underground water which seeps into the ground passes through the various layers of the rocks. The rocks which allow the water to percolate is called as pervious rocks. Pervious or porous rocks. The rocks which allow the water to percolate is called pervious or porous rocks, and the rocks which do not allow the water inside are called impervious or non-porous rocks. The porous rocks, beds which hold large amount of underground water are called aquiferous. The pervious rocks allow and hold water and form springs. Then here is a spring is a place where the underground water comes out naturally. Is called as a spring. Here are some of the very important pictures, concepts we can identify the making of sinkhole in the picture. So let's come to the springs, the concept of springs we are going to be identify. Before that, here are the picture is explains about the pervious strata and impervious strata. So this light in color, it is an example for the pervious strata, whereas impervious strata, here it is showing this part of area, it is considered as the impervious strata. So the types of springs, among that first one, perennial springs. That means it is a spring through which water comes out continuously. Even our northern part of Indian rivers are called as perennial rivers because they flow throughout the year, whereas southern part of river are called as non-perennial rivers because they flow only during the time of rainy season. So here perennial means continuously. In this, the springs comes out naturally. Here some of the pictures, it is showing how the water coming out are example for perennial springs. And the second one, intermittent spring. These are the springs through which water comes out intermittently, not continuously. So here are the picture, it is blinking and it is showing how the water coming and it's going, getting the dry intermittently, not comes out continuously, and they are also called as periodic spring. Non-perennial or periodic springs are the example, it is showing in the picture example for intermittent springs. And the next move on to hot springs. Whenever warm or hot water comes out naturally, it is called hot spring or thermal spring. They are usually found near the volcanic regions. So this kind of hot springs, hot water comes out naturally. Such kind of springs are called as hot springs. Such kind of hot springs will found nearly volcanic, near the volcanic regions. And the next, geyser. Geysers throw out a jet of hot water like a fountain and steam into the air at regular or irregular intervals. So here geyser means throw out a jet of hot water like a fountain and a steam into the air at regular or intervals. Example like Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park of USA is an example for geyser. The next one, artesian wells. Artesian wells, when the underground water is stored in a basin shaped layer between the non-porous rocks. Here it is, these are the non-porous rocks. In between the water is stored, but the water cannot come out naturally. We have to make some artificial hole. If an artificial hole is made to the porous rock, here it is, this is porous rock. For this porous rock, if we make the natural one of the hole, then it is comes out water like a fountain. So these are called artesian wells. So these wells are commonly found in Australia. Australia has such kind of artesian wells. So these are the 5 important types of springs, like perennial spring, intermittent springs, hot springs, geyser and artesian wells. Let's move on to the process of underground water deposition, erosion and different transportation process. Underground water performs the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. It's predominant in limestone region. Like the limestone region, the very important underground water process, erosion, transportation and deposition work will be predominantly in the areas of limestone. The landforms formed underground water like lapis. Here it is an example for lapis. Sinkhole. These are the two are example for the sinkholes. Even limestone caves. These are example for limestone caves. Stalactites and stalagmites, calcite pillar are examples for landforms which are creating by the underground water. Here are some of the other pictures like Bhora cave, example like calcite pillar, stalactites and stalagmites are Belum cave. So these are examples for the stalactites and stalagmites. Here it is, this is an example for stalactite. Even Akalagavi Uduvi is an example for the stalactite and stalagmites example we are going to be identifying. Even some of the limestone cave, inside the limestone cave, this kind of structure, the formation of land, we can identify as a denudation, the very important process of underground water landforms will be going to create. So that is about the concept of underground water. In this we get the information about the meaning of underground water, types of spring, and underground water performs as a work of erosion, transportation and deposition, and the important landforms which are performing under the underground water. I hope you have understood the concept till now what we are discussed. In case if we have any doubts related to till now what we are discussed, please comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts. I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.